Bristolian accent is a significant part of the city's identity, but is it changing? Dr. James Hawkey, a professor in linguistics at the University of Bristol, says that the accent is experiencing a common change known as levelling.
Bristol is kind of a centre for the southwest. It's kind of almost the capital of the southwest, so it brings people in from around it, and this leads to a process of what we call levelling, where accents kind of become less and less different and start to adopt each other's features.
But it's not just the movement of people that causes changes to the city's dialect. Dr. Hawkey believes that other influences are a lot closer to home.
So about 20 years ago, regional accents started to become more prevalent on television. And while I kind of said before, the more we move around, the more differences kind of level out. We might not even need to move, we might have that exposure sitting at home.
But linguistically, what makes the Bristolian accent? Dr. Hawkey identifies one of the most prevalent factors which separates it from other dialects.
The Bristol accent is what we call a rhotic accent. Where I'm from, which is Cardiff, the words father as in mother and father as in farther away are pronounced the same. But here we've got father and farther.
But while some may argue that levelling means that the Bristolian accent is disappearing, others in the city are trying to ensure that it remains a vital part of the city's character. Mayoral candidate John Langley wants bus announcements like these.
Next stop, Hotwell Road.
To be read out in a Bristolian accent. He says that this would capture what Bristol is about to residents and visitors.
It sort of embraces for the real Bristolians what Bristol's all about. And so it's quite warm and attractive, and it just identifies Bristol as being a city on its own, and because Bristol has its own uniqueness, and I think it's really important just to be able to capture that for everybody.
It's not just John Langley that wants to keep the accent alive. Andy Keith Smith owns Beast, a business with a stall in St Nicholas's Market, which sells clothing with typical Bristolian phrases on. Andy, a born and bred Bristolian, spreads the dialect throughout the world as well as the city.
Well, tourists are fascinated. A thing that I hear people say to me all the time, we come to Bristol, we love your city, it's really friendly. I always say that Bristol's a place that's big enough to be interesting but small enough to still be friendly. Because Bristolian accent, the dialect, is a very warm, friendly accent.
So what kind of phrases can you see on Beast's clothing range?
The first one we did was Gert Lush, followed by Alright My Lover, and then Arca E and Proper Job and I knows, I loves it, I do's. One of my favourites, and it always makes me laugh, is we got here on a t-shirt, Ma, I want to go on the slider.
So whether you think the accent is Gert Lush or not, it's evident that the Bristolian dialect is experiencing something of a change. However, with businesses such as Beast and individuals such as John Langley who see the importance of accents to a location, there's still a desire to ensure that the dialect remains a key part of Bristol's identity.